So hello everybody, welcome to our tips and tricks session today. Robert Dorval is going to show us bills of material and production in SAP Business One. So Robert, I'm just going to send you here, make presenter. There we go. It's all yours.
Okay. Thank you, Tracy.
You're welcome.
All right. So today's tip and tricks is about BOMs and production in SAP Business One. This is something I did before at least 2 times. The topics were a bit different every time. And today I would like to focus. On the material side of the production and the production BOMs. You know, the last time I did it, I did some stuff which was more related. I think it was a year ago. It was more related to managing the resources within a BOM and within a production order. If you'd like to see that as well, I'm pretty sure we had a recording of that and could be sent to you via Tracy. Okay, so today the BOM and production orders, we'll see how they are related to each other, and as especially when we create a user-defined field UDFs, what we can do with them, because in some cases it's quite easy to personalize a BOM and personalize a production order, and they will tie in together. They will stay tied together because some the UDF were created in the same way. Then I will use, after this small example, I will just go and make a larger example where I used UDF in BOMs and production order to calculate a loss factor, or use a loss factor management process where I would have the raw quantity, apply a loss factor, and then would get the real quantity that will be used in the production order or be used by MRP process. I will also talk about co-products. You know, in some specific production process, we would produce some goods, but there would be also other produced goods as well that would be done in the same recipe at the same time. So these are called the co-products. We'll see how it is done. We'll see also with ACP Business One version 10. This is the version we will use today for this demonstration, that now we can create production orders from a sales order or production orders from another production order, and see how they all keep all their relationship to each other. And finally, some component consumption by route stage. We'll see how it is done, what is the advantage of using routing in a BOM to make some specific consumption at the end. So that's the program. It will take at least 30-35 minutes to go over that. This is what I did the last time. You know, I was quite trying to show the difference between a BOM using a multiple level BOMs where we had a pizza to make, and when I wanted to make this pizza, I first had to create 4 the BOMs to create the pizza, the crust, the tomato sauce, some toppings, and the cheese grating, stuff like that, just to make one pizza, stuff like that. So it was like 4, 5, 6 production orders just to manage one pizza. Now with SAP Business One, we can organize everything in a routing mode where we would put each of these production order in a single production order and go through steps. We will do more or less the same today. Today we are going to produce some chicken salad, and I have organized my chicken salad, you know, in 4 steps. And one of those steps will require, just for the purpose of this demonstration, I decided that one of the steps, the step 3, where there was some mixing of my salad, one of the raw component going in that step is still on another level BOM where it is coming from a chicken. well, the chicken breast from a chicken. Okay, so we will see, and this first level, I will use that as an example for the co-product generation. So using a chicken, I will generate at the same time some 4 different products out of this production order. So that's the program for this webinar. The BOM and the production order in ACP Business One are 2 different tables, but they are structured the very same way. You know, they have most of the part, they have the same columns names and stuff like that. So when we carry over a BOM into a production order, the information that comes from the BOM will be copied over to the production order, carried over to the production order automatically. And it is the same if you create user-defined field. If you create a user-defined field in a bill of materials and you create the same user-defined field in a production order, they will, and if they have the same name, all the information you have put on the BOM will be carried over and will be copied automatically in the work order. So it's very fun because, you know, you could add some additional field, additional columns, to add additional information about your recipe. For example, this morning I did an example with the temperature. I would like to keep a temperature, and each item should have a specific temperature. So if I put the minimum and maximum stuff like that, I would get those amount carried over. This is something I can demonstrate, in fact, you know, right away. So if you're familiar with ACP Business One, in the tool section on the customization tools, there is a place where you can add user-defined field. So I'm just going to add a user-defined field on my production BOM here, and I would call it max temp. For example, whoops, I would like to be more this way.
Hello, sorry for being a bit.
Okay, so I'm just creating a field data called FCSDK max temp. It would be my max temperature. Add this to my BOM row. Now, I would like this information, this max temperature, if I put it on my BOM, to be automatically carried over in my production order when I create the production order. So all I need to do, will go back to my production order and I will create the exact same field. So I just add this to the order table. I just take care of having the exact same field denomination, just like this. Add the field in the system. And now I have both tables having the same field. What happens now if I have a production BOM? Just look at this bill of material. We'll just take one. Let's say we take this one here in this tablet, the PC white. So I will have some temperature. So I have defined a max temperature of 300 degrees, for example, and minus of 210, and a normal temperature of 250. Okay. When I create a production order from this bill of material, okay, whoops, is it the same? Yes, it is the same. The information I have put on my BOM will be found exactly there on my production order. So no very hard queries to find and to look at the original table, stuff like that. The information is carried over automatically. So you can do some stuff, you know, you can put some special instructions in your BOM, special columns, whatever you would think it would be important to see in the production order as well. Just put new columns there, put the same name in the production order, and it's going to be there in your production order as well. Okay, this is cool stuff. So I did that and more or less I did that for manage loss factor in production order. So in the current production order I'm going to show you, we are going to enter some base quantity, and the system will adding a loss factor. The system will calculate the real quantity required. Okay, so my real quantity is still my native ACP Business One field, the one that any MRP, any other field, or the commitment fields, or the ordered fields in ACP Business One, they will be used, still this quantity, but it will be changed. The value will be changed from depending of my loss factor. Two user-defined field in the BOM and in the production order, that helps me doing that because they will carry over the information I need automatically. So I did that for my production of my salad. Okay, my rice and chicken salad. I have some in the vegetable preparation. I have some vegetables here that I put in my recipe. I need 9 kilos of red pepper, 2 kilos of onion, 3 kilos of celery, etc. I have 2 items that I don't need here. We'll just remove them. No, I want to remove this line. Okay, so red pepper, onion, and celery. But those, in my recipe, I don't put a raw or as is red pepper as a purchase, or onions. I have to peel my onions. I have the celery. I have to cut the head and remove the leaves. The red pepper will remove the cap, empty the center because there is some seeds and stuff like that. So actually, this would be, I would say, this column would be my real recipe, meaning that's the stuff and the proportions I need to put inside my salad to get always the same recipe, always the same product, always the same taste. But I need to consume more. I need to tell someone that when I want 9 kilos of red peppers, because I will lose some stuff, and if I put a 20% loss factors, I will actually need to buy 10.8 kilos of red pepper. And if I put 10% of onion, if I lose 10%, I would not, despite the fact that I put 2 pounds or 2 kilos of onions in my recipe, I will need to buy at least 2.2 kilos to fulfill that. It might feel small here, but when it times, if I go for thousands of kilos of stuff I have to do, this will have a great impact of what I have to buy. So this is what I do. I create a base quantity. So I put this in bold because I just to tell you that those are my 2 user-defined field, and this one is the actual field from ACP, but I just renamed it to give it another name. So I have that. I have my loss factor. So when I'm going to create my production order for the rice and chicken salad, I will be able to, and I say I want to make 100 of them, the system will just calculate automatically according to my bill of material. This is my basic recipe, and I will get, the planned quantities as required. So what I did here is that I copied the loss factor. I carried over the information I had on my original BOM. So 10, 7, and 20 are the same information. It came automatically because the fields are named the same. But while I still keep my original recipe, this gives me the flexibility here to actually, I have a bad, let's say that I have a bad batch of celery. I expect to have a lot of losses. And let's say I can change my losses on this one, particularly to 15%, and I will have to actually buy a lot more than I was supposed to. Okay. So this is what I can do, using user-defined field, using the property of being able to copy some data from the bill of material to the production order. All right. Co-products. What I mean by co-products, here again, in this particular recipe, I need to use chicken breast. Okay, in this section, all those other components are bought component, but this one particularly is another BOM. Okay, it comes from another bill of material, and I need chicken breast, but I don't buy chicken breast, I make it. And I make it from what? I make it from a whole raw chicken that we'll put in a large pan and boil it until they are fully cooked. So what I wanted to tell the system here is that to make a chicken breast, this is the main component I'm looking for. I'm going to use, and I did use some routing just to illustrate the sections. So I have a first section here. It's not mandatory to put that on the routes, but here it was just easier to show you. This is my real component. You know, to get a 2 kilo of chicken breast here, I would say that I need 4 kilos of a whole chicken. Okay, and at the same time, while I will be receiving chicken breast, I would like to tell the system that out of this chicken, I would like to get chicken bones, because my chicken bones will be reused in the chicken broth and stuff like that. And I would like to get all the other small piece of chicken that I got from the bone and stuff like that. This was also that will be something else that will be reusable in another recipe, not the one we need today, but another recipe. And let's say that I get 4 chicken thighs. So to get that, to be able to do that, what we just do is to differentiate the components from the co-products is just by putting those quantity in a negative value. So I just, instead of saying that I'm going to consume that, putting a negative in front of it will say that I will receive that. So it's the reverse transaction. So this is what I did. So I will receive 1 kilo of chicken bones from that 4 kilo chicken. I will receive half a kilo of chicken pieces and 4, because this one is in unit, 4 chicken thigh. So this is what I did. So if I carry that and we create a production order out of this chicken breast, just one. Okay. So we have this. Let's say that I want 20 kilo of that. My system, automatically added all my components. I will need at least 40 kilos of chicken, and I am expecting as well to get 10 kilos of chicken bones, 5 kilos of chicken pieces, and 40 chicken thigh. So actually, when I'm going to process that, if I just release this, when I'm going to process that, what it will do is, first I will issue my components, meaning I will consume my raw chicken, my whole chicken. We'll just tell that yes, I have used 40 kilos of raw and put that in my pot, no problem. Oh, enter quantity that does not cause inventory to fall below. We don't have whole chicken in stock. Okay, so what we could do, because we see here that it's a -72, this is something I wanted to show you later. I will try to do this, but this morning I had the bug with the system, and I still believe the bug is still there. So normally, I don't have any chicken. What I could do is actually create, I would need to create a sales order. I have to tell someone, we need to buy this. There is a column called allow procurement document, that will allow you more or less to automatically generate a purchase order against a component in your production order. So as long as you activate this allow procurement document, and here, just want to be sure. Okay, this is clear. So once I hit the update button, the system will start a wizard and will tell you what needs to be bought. It will remind you, okay, you want to buy raw chicken. Well, at least I will have to tell that it comes from the butcher, okay, or whatever it sells, and I will pay $1 a kilo, for example. All right. So once I have the purchasing information, I need this for now, and I will go next, next, next. And the system normally should create a purchase order, but I really believe it doesn't. So because this system, I don't know why in this database today, there is a bug with this one. So what I will do is actually just I will create the AP invoice just to get that chicken in. So this is my chicken, whole raw chicken. Let's buy at least 100 kilo of that, $1. And it's going to be for now. So it's going to be in stock. Of course, I have to put okay, so I have raw chicken in. If we do a refresh of this window, I now see that I can see that there I have, at least 28 chickens, 28 kilograms of chicken available, above what I need today. So let's consume that. I will issue those components like I tried to do before, and I will tell, yes, I am consuming that. I will take it from this one here. Okay, I have consumed my chicken. Now I have to tell what I have produced. So what we would do it exactly the same way as we do as for the main component. We would just say report completion. And it will bring along not just the main component, my chicken breast that I needed, but it will bring along all the other stuff that I had, set as the co-products on my production order. So we'll get all the stuff, and if at the end, I got only 39 thighs beside of 40 because maybe there was one missing, for chicken was with one leg. This is what we would get, and I would just add it. Then I would tell for each component what will be the new lot number that will be created. I'm just putting random numbers right now, and I will get, a new set of full set of bone, piece, and thigh along with my chicken breast. Okay, so this is how you would manage. It's like a reverse production. Only one component will produce for different goods at the end in a single production order. This is the way we would do it with ACP Business One. Next topic. Okay, so if you want the slide, I could give you, but it's just a reminder. Just put your co-products with a negative quantity in your BOM, and it does the trick. Component management. We can create purchase order or production order from a base document. From a sales order, it works. It works also from the production order. So what I will show you here is that actually if I create a sales order for those salad, okay, let's say that is Metro Plus Repentini that is buying this salad. Okay, and he wants some rice and chicken salad, and he wants like 250 units of them at $2. He needs that for July 10. So on this sales order, I have the same allow procurement document but function. if I use this, and this is because this is a produced good, this will bring me to the creation or the generation, the automatic generation of a work order or production order for fabrication. If this component was a bought component, if it's only for distribution, a bought component would be there, and when I do allow procurement document, it will just generate a purchase order instead if there is some missing. So I would just leave it like that. So when I try to add the document, if I try to update the document, having this checked off will bring again the same procurement confirmation wizard we had in the production order, and it will try to create a production order. And if it does it successfully, like now, you will get a production order number. If I open this, I get my production order. I get it for the planned quantities I have set on the order. I know it's a production order linked for this customer, and it's linked to this order. And I can even look at the relationship map, and I have my sales order related to my production order. So they are firmly tied together. I can go further than that. In my production order itself, I have my chicken breast, and I would like to tie this production to this customer as well. So from my chicken breast here that I want to make, I can use the same process, allow procurement document, and generate from there a new production order. Okay, this one is my production order, the chicken type, and it's still tied to my original customer. And when I look at the relationship map, I get the entire story. Okay, I have my sales order, and for that I need a production order to make the chicken salad. And to get the chicken salad, I have to produce some chicken breast, where I have my production order here. So it's all you can get, using this function, ACP Business One, using the allow procurement function here. The ACP Business One will just, make all the necessary links you need. And it keeps the link also into the grid itself. So once it has been done, you will see if I refresh this window, it will bring me the other production order also inside. So I know that my chicken breast, actually the one I need here, will be fabricated in this one here. So all the connection is done, okay, to get that. So this is pretty cool stuff. This new function to create a production order from another production order is the latest feature from the version 10 of ACP Business One. If you are still on the previous version, 9.2 and 9.3, you can buy some stuff, but you will not be able to create the production order. This is only for version 10. Okay. The other way you can get your material up to your production floor, in this case, if you look at, if you do a right click on the production order, that is release. Sorry, I will release this one. Okay, if you do a right click, if you know that it's actually, you have some stuff, it could be like in the 3PL warehouse, it's not in the current location. We have some stuff, but it's not in the warehouse defined here. You can do a transfer request, okay? And you will tell what you will be requesting as and it will show you, the system will bring you along with the selection you have on the previous window, okay? It will just bring you in this window here, will just bring you what you need, and you can create a request, print that request, and send that to your 3PL so we can send you the stuff over here, or it could be another warehouse, whatever you think of. It could be your own warehouse, but you would like that to bring in your environment, your production environment close to the machine. You could do a transfer request. You could also do directly the transfer from yourself. instead of doing the request, just do component transfer directly, would do it. You could also generate pick lists. If you use the pick and pack manager, you are familiar with the pick and pack manager to delivery goods. You can do a pick and pack list, a pick list that will just do the same, but this time they will pick the stuff to bring you back to your production floor, sorry. Okay, so this is the stuff we can do with the production order. But the coolest one, I think the coolest feature was this one here. The last thing, I think the last thing in this session was about, sorry, I'll close that. Was about the component consumption by route stage. What I wanted to show you here is that, like here, I have organized my production order in routes. Okay, so I have one section of my plant, or they are just doing the preparation of the vegetables and stuff. In another section of my plant, they just do rice, and the third section will be the salad mixing. And once this is all done, I have a fourth location that will do the packaging. So when it comes to report, I would like to report what I have used, you know, in reality as components here. If I only need to report my vegetables for now, because I got a report from this department, I could do it, you know, easily without having to actually add or remove stuff on my goods issue or goods issue receipt form. So what we will do is, like here, the guys from the vegetable department, they told me that they consume onion, celery, and red pepper. No problem. I would just go there. When I do the issue component, I would say that I just want the stuff from that route, okay, the vegetable preparation. And also, they told me that they did only half of the recipe. So what I can take here is that instead of having the quantities calculated automatically for 200 as the plan as before, I can say that it's only for the half of it, 125. So what it will bring me is actually what should have been, you know, as the normal quantities instead of those. When I look here, see 5.5, 8, 27, it will just cut the quantities in half. So this is something useful, because when we do manage components by batch, we are not able to actually put this in the automatic mode. We have to go one by one and tell how many I have to put in. Could be hard to do, if especially there is 50, 55 components, stuff like that. It's not fun. We just like the system to still calculate automatically for us. So using the feature we had before, sorry, I will be able to get, and still if I have some adjustment, I can do it, and then I will be able to add. Now the system, I'm not sure I have some stuff in, I don't have, so I will not be, but you know, actually, if I had some in stock, I would be able just to add them as before. Okay, so this is cool stuff about the way we can now consume material into a production order. And closing some windows. Let's go back to this last production order. And I think I am done with this demonstration. So if you have any questions, I am ready to answer them. You know,
Thanks, Robert. That was really
very happy to do it. You know, and hope you enjoyed this little webinar about what we can do with a production order and a BOM.
That was very good, Robert. Thank you very much. Does anybody have any questions?
Yes, I have a question.
Hi, Marina. Go ahead.
First of all, thank you so much, Robert. Second, our version of SAP is 9.3, and you said that for 9.3 we cannot use the feature allow procurement document.
You can use it, but it will be only for purchase. If you do it from a production order, okay, you will be only able to generate a purchase order, not a production order.
You know, maybe I make it more clear. In reality, every day we pack more than 100 SKUs, type of SKUs. And for each of them, when we want to create a production order, it should be one by one, and it takes so much time. Yes. I was wondering what is the best way, because it wastes a lot of time.
Okay, if you have many production orders, if you don't want to do one by one, because here it's more like a one by one process. I will have to go inside that production order.
Exactly.
Do allow procurement document, it will generate another one and stuff like that. Then I go to the next and so on. Yes, it could be long. If you want something more automated, there is still the MRP process.
Okay.
You create a scenario where you would look only at your main production orders, and that from those main production orders, the system will make you an order recommendation to build and to make all the other sub-levels production orders on the way, and will just generate them for you all at once. You will get an order recommendation window, maybe like this one, and you will see a bunch of production orders. You will just click on them, click update, and it will just, okay, so this one has problem with dates because it's very old dates. Let's put something more. Okay, so I do an update on this. It will generate production order. Now this one has only 2 out of 4 lines because there was probably identical items and the release date was for the same day, so there was some combination. But you can tell the system, I don't want to consolidate. You remove this option and it will be 4 different purchase or production order. This is the fastest way to do it.
Okay, thank you.
Robert, I have a question, and just before I continue, I think Iona had a question. But this morning in the French session, you had mentioned, like, we're just looking at loss factor, you know, that in version 10, it was managed, whereas it's not right now. And you had said, just for the loss factor, that if somebody was not on version 10, that if they used B1UP, that it would manage it. Would anything else be able to be managed in B1UP? And I'm asking this question because I think Mariam works with UPIC, which is one of our customers, Tootsie, and they already have B1UP, so maybe there's something they could use with that.
No, of course, if you have B1UP, you can do a lot of stuff. You can automate stuff. You can make your own logic to create documents from another document. B1UP is the tool to do that, you know, without having to use manual functions from SAP or functions that would not do exactly what you want as fast. So B1UP is the perfect tool in any conditions. What I just told this morning, and I forgot to tell you, this is something, if we look at the bill of material, when I want to calculate the loss factor based and the base quantity, if I want to change this quantity and have a value there, if I want to change this quantity and have a value there, I need to put 2 triggers. A trigger that will be, if I change the value here, that will recompute this value, and a trigger on this base quantity that will compute as well. ACP Business One version 10 has introduced multiple triggers. This is something that was not existing before. Before, when we wanted to compute a field, there was only 1 column that could use at the same time. So this kind of logic was not easy to do just with ACP Business One. Of course, with B1UP, it's not an issue. It's always good. But now with ACP, when we look at the item definition, I can tell that I'm going to use 2 columns, or it could be any more columns. You know, if there was so many columns that I could add, I can add them. So just in this version 10, I can tell that I am going to compute the real quantity based on 2 other quantities. So if you have version 10 already and no B1UP, you will be able to do the exact same logic as I have here today.
Thanks, Robert. Iona, I think you had a question as well. You can unmute yourself.
Hi. No, I'm good. It's interesting. I didn't know about the co-products, and I did not knew about this new thing with the procurement document. So other than that, we already use we call it the waste factor, exactly what you have explained today with the bill of materials, and I think you call it differently, but it's the same thing.
Yeah,
So
exactly. Yeah. Every company has
I got
its
it.
own determination to tell the stuff. We just have to
Yes.
adapt.
So I'm good. Interesting though.
Okay.
It was.
You're
Thanks. Well,
welcome.
you know what? If anybody has questions or wants to maybe dig further into this, send me an email. And if you want training or maybe just some time with Robert to see how you could improve things, I could set up an appointment with you guys with no problem.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Well, thanks everybody. And thanks so much, Robert. And we'll see everybody in September when we're back after the summer break.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Thank you.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.